Hello, SLAPAFISH community, and welcome back to another Untitled Console video. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about the Polish medium tanks that are supposed to be arriving soon. We don't know when they're supposed to be arriving, but they're supposed to be arriving soon. So, I'm going to go over the stats of the Polish medium tanks. And hello, article. Thank you for loading. So, they are the DS, PZ, LNZ. I have no idea how to say that. So, I'm just going to call it the DS. The Boogie, the CS53, and the CS59. At the top of the tree is the CS63, which has a very special mechanic. Basically, the mechanic's just like a siege mode. It's like the Swedish siege mode, but it's not. It's very comparable to the Swedish siege mode. And yeah. Also, before this video starts, we don't know when the Polish medium tanks are coming out, but when they do come out, the Wednesday after they come out, let's say they come out this Tuesday, not saying they are, but let's say if they come out this Tuesday, the day right after that, which is Wednesday, I'll be live streaming and doing a tech tree showcase on the entire Polish medium tank line, okay? Basically, I'm going to be playing every Polish medium tank, and also, after they come out, I'm going to be doing a tank review on every single Polish medium tank. Okay? And yeah. So let's get in, jump in, and subscribe. Turn the notifications on so you will know when I do that. And also be posting on my community page when I do it. Okay, so let's go jump into the DS. So I'm going to be using TankGG's website for comparison, like the stats, and I'm going to be comparing the gun of each and every single tank, so the Polish medium tanks. Also, I do want to say the Polish medium tanks are going to be starting at tier 5. There's going to be a 5, a 6, a 7, a 8, a 9, and a 10. There's the XP amounts that you'll probably need to grind. It starts at the tier 4, the 14 TP. It would be a good idea to get about 15,000 XP on this tank, and which I really needed to start doing that. And yeah, very good idea to get about 15,000 XP, start getting a 9 skill crew for this tank. If you have the CS53, if you bought the CS53, you get 3 skills for that crew, so that's a really good crew to train up for this tank, for this nation, line, whatever you want to talk about. So here's the DS. Basically, this is tier 5. This is the upgraded gun, and this is the other gun that you get. Basically, with the upgraded gun, you get worse DPM, but you get higher penetration. Yeah, reload time, rate of fire. Shell velocity is pretty good on standard. Let's see, does this tank get premium rounds? Oh my goodness, I don't know. APCR. It does get the APCR. Huh. And its shell velocity goes up to 1,156. Okay, that's cool. Okay, I don't really know how to work tank GG because we don't use this. Ammo capacity. It gets a lot of rounds, but its potential damage is not that high. What is the actual alpha damage? 135? I guess that's okay for tier 5. Aim time's okay. Accuracy is pretty terrible at 0.39. Let's see, what else? Forward speed's pretty good at 56. Reverse speed, it could be better. Power to weight ratio is better. It's okay. This is a medium tank. It's okay for a medium tank. Armor is not the impressive. It's not very impressive. What about V range? V range is 350, which is terrible. 7 range is very terrible. And let's look at the actual armor of the tank. So if I click here, go to 3D model, and go to life. And as you see, also this tank has 8 degrees of gun depression. I forgot to mention that. And as you can see, yeah, it's not really gonna be. This is how much penetration this is. This is 135 millimeters of penetration. You're not going to be blocking shots. If you use your gun depression. I don't know. We could probably side size scrape in, it might work. So that's the tier 5. Now let's just jump on to the tier 6. Now let me close this one out. And the tier 6 is the boogie, or boogie, whatever you want to call it. It has 3 different guns. It has a caliber, it has a 75mm, a 90mm, and a 100mm. And it looks like the best gun to actually use is the 100mm gun, because you have nearly 3,000 DPM. But your penetration, I bet you this is a derp gun. This is a derp gun. The boogie gets a derp gun. Huh. Ooh, but it gets AP right there. Ooh, this is gonna be a fun gun. That looks very fun. So, this is the derp gun. If you want to use it, this is the standard gun. That does 410, but it's 300-ish. When it's firing heat, how much is the heat penetration? Heat penetration is... Wait, this is not the gun. Heat penetration is 168. That's not bad. You know, derp gun might seem very, very useful on this tank. I might use that. So, what else? How do you look at gun depression? I don't know. Shell velocity 785. That's not really a slow, high explosive. Potential damage is high. Shell velocity on this gun is 950. Aim time. I mean, look at the aim time versus the derp gun versus the normal gun. The derp gun seems very, very useful. Seems very, very competitive. Like, I guess this is going to be like a tank where it's like, do you want the derp gun? Do you want the standard gun? You also get 8 degrees of gun depression, so that's really nice. Forward speed's 50, reverse speed is 11, which is terrible. Horsepower per ton is not that great, but it could probably get up to it will probably be going like 50-ish on like terrain, like flat terrain. Armored's okay, it's 55 with the front. It's not really going to bounce that shot, but we'll see when we get to the armor inspector. And its view range is 360, which is completely terrible, but it's also a tier 5. So, is this a tier 5? Yeah, no, it's a tier 6. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. So if we go here, we go back to here, go there, and we go, not there. Oh my goodness, buttons suck. Go to life. What is this kind of tank? 8 degrees of gun depression. Turn armor absolutely flippin' sucks. You're not going to bounce anything, so don't shoot this in the turn armor. But it can somewhat side scrape. Oh my goodness, look at that. It can side scrape, guys. Look at that. That might be very effective. What happens if we load premium? This is how much penetration? 198? That's really good. We pointed this tank. Shoot the turret armor. And shoot the giant hull armor. That's pretty much it. But this tank, I think this tank's going to be really fun. Especially the armor. I think it's going to really hold up. Especially if you side scrape and people don't know about the giant weak point of the turret. So now we cancel out the boogie. It's called the CS-44. This is the upgraded gun. This is the stock gun. The stock gun actually has really good penetration. DPM. I don't know. Your damage is 300. I guess if you want to do alpha, like your DPM sucks. This is a tier 7 tank, but your DPM sucks. It's 1,400. Penetration is 168. I mean, this gun could be very competitive. I guess this is how it's going to go. If you like alpha, get the fully upgraded gun. If you like DPM, get this gun. Because the penetration is nearly identical. So, do you want alpha or DPM? That's the question here. And what about the gun? The penetration. So 202. And what about this one? 220, but you get heat penetration. Heat rounds. Potential's higher on this gun, though. Aim time is 2.1, but you get a better aim time on this gun. Accuracy is not really that good. Gun depression sucks with the bigger gun, so I may not go for this gun. I may actually go for this gun because I like gun depression. Gun depression is really nicely. Forward speed is 57, reverse speed is 15, which is terrible. Power to weight ratio is 18.3. Now we're starting to get up there in the good horsepower per ton. Hull armor seems to be pretty good. 140 at the front, 50 at the sides. So that's really good for side scraping because you won't get overmatched by 120 millimeter or 122 millimeter caliber guns. You know, it also has 1,100 hit points, which I keep forgetting to look at the other tanks. It also has 370 meters view range and 700 signal range. The view range is actually getting up there to get to being good, but not that good. Now, if we go to the 3D model, how's the armor? What kind of tank is this? What kind of mad lad is this tank? Is the gun depression all around the tank? Yes, it is. Using gun depression. This is the big gun. One with the other gun. There we go. 8 degrees all around the tank. So, yeah. I mean, it could bounce shots. Like, this is a very big weak point. As long as you're not hitting this spot, you will... As long as you're not hitting this bar, like this big thick bar, as long as you're hitting the lower plate or the turn armor, you should be penetrating this tank every single time. It could work at side scraping, though. But not really, because there's this spot right there, so I wouldn't really side scrape. But to bait shots, to bait people, like, you could probably over angle like that. Like, let's see if we jump our penetration. Never mind. Don't over angle. How much penetration do they actually need? Oh, this is heat rounds. I'm dumb. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. But yeah, as long as they're not firing heat rounds, they should be good. But you do have this plate right here. You do have this plate right here, which will absorb heat rounds. So, who knows? It may be really good at baiting shots. This does look like a weird tank. Okay. Now we move on to the CS-53. CS-53 time. We're getting out there in the DPM department of 2,100 penetrations to 12. Alphas, they seem identical. It's looking like this gun is the way to go. This gun's just better than this gun. Anything else? Shell velocity is better on the middle gun. Aim time and accuracy are identical on both guns. 2.5, that needs to get better. Accuracy is getting better, but could be better. Gun depression is 8 degrees. It goes 50 forward, 17 reverse. Horsepower per ton, 17.81, which is okay. Armor doesn't look like it's going to really bounce shots. Hit points is 1,300 for a tier 8, which is on the low end a little. View range is 380, which we're finally getting up there. That's pretty good for a tier 8. And signal range is 710. Well, radio range is 710. Okay, now let's look at the armor of this tank, which is the CS-53. We go to here. Do we have 8 degrees of gun depression all the way around the tank? Nope, except for the back of the tank. We don't have the 8 degrees, so you have 4 over the back. So, now let's go to the live and look at this. What is this? What the heck is that? Visual? It's not really anything. Huh. Interesting. So, armor means absolutely nothing. I'm getting a phone call. Go away, phone call. Cupola. Yeah, armor means absolutely nothing. So, I mean, use your 8 degrees of gun depression. If they hit that, they'll probably ricochet and go into your turret. That's probably exactly what's going to happen. So, don't rely on armor. And we go on to the next tank, which is the CS-59, which is the tier 9 tank. You have 2,700 DPM, 2,659 DPM, out of alpha of 390. That actually looks like a really good gun. Penetration is 252. That's pretty good for tier 9. What else? Potential damage 15,600. That's okay. Aim time is 2.5. Could be better. Accuracy could be better. Gun depression is 9 degrees, which is very likable. Forward speed is 50. Reverse speed is 18. What else? Okay. Weight. Horsepower per ton. It's a little bit average. Whole armor may be able to balance shots, especially how it's angled, because it looked like it was angled a little. 1,800 hit points. That's a lot for tier 9 mediums, honestly. What else? View range is getting up there, finally. I think that's pretty decent view range. 400 would be better, but you could definitely make 390 work. Okay, now we go to the armor of the CS-59 and see how it works. Gun to live. Never mind. Goodbye, armor. I mean, tier 6, tier 7s may bounce off this. Or tier 8s that have terrible penetration when you're using your gun depression may bounce off this, but don't rely on the armor. Side scraping abilities is not a thing. And it kind of looks like a Panzer 58 mods, honestly. And you have terrible gun depression over the sides. I mean, the back. So, yeah, absolutely no armor. Don't rely on it. Unless you're using your gun depression like this. I mean, that could work. But as long as if they shoot here, you're dead. Shoot here, you're dead. Shoot here, you're dead. Well, if they shoot here, that's a golden. Okay, now we move on to the tier 10, which is only one thing, and this advertisement gets on my nerves. Okay, DPM is down, right? Should be. No, it's up. It's at 2,752. Penetration is 258, which is pretty nice at tier 10. Damage is 390. Potential damage is 19,500. Nice potential damage, 2.3 aim time. Accuracy is finally better, but could be better. 0.36 is decent. Gun depression is 8 degrees. Forward speed is 55. Reverse speed is terrible at 15. Power to weight ratio is better. But also, you gotta remember, you have like a special mode that you can activate. Basically, if you activate it, you become faster, but your aim time, accuracy, and you have a mode where you go into where your mobility gets increasingly better, but your gun gets a lot worse. And if you go back out of that mode, you go back to your normal statistics. So yeah, it's like I said, it's just like the siege mode of the Swedish tanks, but it's not. It's kind of hard to explain. I'll be able to explain it on the tank review of the tank, and also of the top of the tree on track. I don't know. Tank tree showcase. Armor is 80 at the front, 260. Hopefully you can use your turn armor in this tank. 2,000 hit points. That's decent. View range is 400. Finally good view range. Looks like a very decent tank. Now, if this tank has armor on its turret, so you can go hold down on, which would be fantastic. As you can see, they have this. Okay. Life. Okay, never mind. I've been increasingly sad, but if you use your 8 degrees of gun depression, they could shoot here and oh, I have broke tank GG. Oh my goodness. But if they shoot here, the shell may ricochet into your flippin' turret armor. So, magical shells may happen. Magical ricochets may happen. So, I guess that's it for the Polish medium tanks. Basically, I'm going to be doing a tank tree showcase when they first come out, and tank review every single tank when they do come out. So, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Also, remember SLAPAFISH, because we're not. Peace out, see ya.